Hey, GW Company Live. I know it's been a while, guys. I know I've had a lot of stuff going on. Um, like I said, just finally getting over this stupid cough caused by this stupid RSV and bronchitis and whatnot. Um, but I got a big announcement. Well, not big. Millions of people are doing the thing I just did, but we ultimately dropped cable. I know that some people thought that would have put me on Lifeline because I watch so much stuff, but ultimately the cable bill keeps going up, and my wife is just sick and tired of paying it because every year it seems like it goes up 5, 10, $15, whatever. And streaming services are taking over. And when we looked, we looked at a lot of stuff, and I would like to thank Stephanie Howard. She told my wife about YouTube TV, and that's a pretty awesome thing. And that's where you can find me on YouTube TV. Check it out. But no, it's a lot cheaper and it offers more channels than Armstrong in their just basic package. Um, and it's well worth it. And we've never had a problem. And the picture to me looks better. And for $30 extra, you can get Stars, Showtime, and HBO. And last I checked, Armstrong wanted $20 for HBO by itself. So it's pretty much a no brainer. So you need to check that out. Um, I did watch The Last of Us last week, the world premiere, and I got to tell you, very true to the video game adaptation. Um, that's on again tonight. Episode 2 is on tonight. You guys can check it out if you have HBO. Very, very interesting uh, and very well done video game adaptation. So, because we got digital and we got HBO and everything, one of the things that I just got done watching this morning, and it's about, I don't know, 6:30 something. It's a movie called The Menu. It's a quirky little dark comedy horror satire, and it stars Ralph Fiennes as Chef Slovak or Slowick. I'm sorry. Uh, Margot is played by Ann Taylor Joy, and I want to talk about her character for just a minute before I go into the rest of the characters. The character of Margot is not supposed to be at this restaurant. The original person we hear in the movie is not there because of a breakup. Tyler is played by Nicholas Holt. Tyler brings Margot to the restaurant. Before I continue, I know some of you guys are going, okay, what's this movie about? It's about people who are invited to a very high class dining experience. And when I say experience, I don't mean restaurant where the steak costs $900. No, I mean like an experience, like a 7-course meal over the span of 4 hours. But Chef Slowick, who is the main character of the restaurant, has a pretty morbid plan at the end of this, and that's why I said it's a dark horror comedy satire, and it works. Uh, Elsa is played by Hong Chow. Now, Elsa is sort of like the head waitress. She pretty much guides them and advises them. And the one thing about the restaurant staff in this movie is they pretty much know that the people they're serving are not good people. They're degenerates in their own way. They've made life mistakes. And this is sort of the ultimate, you know, penance, I guess you will. Uh, Lily Ann is played by Janet McTeer. Anne is played by Judith Light. Now, Judith Light, guys, when I'm sitting here watching the movie, I'm looking at this girl and I'm like, I know her from somewhere. Where do I know her from? And it clicks. Now I read the name. It's Who's the Boss. As well as, and very few people would remember this, she was on the movie called The Ryan White Story. You guys remember Ryan White? He was the first kid that made national headlines because he was diagnosed with HIV. You guys should look that up. And the movie star, he's not given a name in the movie. They just call him the movie star. Is played by my man John Leguizamo. And John Leguizamo has been on a roll. He played a heavy-hitting mercenary in Violent Night, and now he plays a meekish, cowardly movie star in this. This was produced by Adam McKay and directed by Mark Mylod. And I'll tell you something. This is an interesting movie because you go into it and it turns and it surprises you pretty much at every turn. And the ending of it, it's a little far-fetched. Also, whenever I was viewing the credits, it actually was co-produced, believe it or not, by Will Ferrell. But his name is not here on the cast and crew. The one interesting thing about this film is that the further this thing goes, the deeper it kind of sucks you in if you're sitting here watching it, because you don't know where this film's going to end up. Very underrated. Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised, and it wasn't really gory. There's a few murders in here, or kills rather, but nothing over the top. I think the reason it was rated R is because of nature, and I think there's a couple of F words dropped. But honestly, it kept your attention. The one notable thing about this film as well is the ending. Toward the end of the film, you find out about Chef Slowik and where he come from. And there's a callback to it at the end of the film. And I've heard people, there's a course, or there's a meal that's cooked in this movie. It's a double cheeseburger and it looks freaking fantastic. But people are saying that they cook their cheeseburgers much like the way that is portrayed on this film, and it's better than anything. So that might be the new wave. So next time you're in, like, an Applebee's or something, they might do the cheeseburger the way they do it in this movie. And I got to tell you something, man. It's 6:30 in the morning. After seeing that, I want one of these. But you can catch this bad boy on HBO Max if you have it. Very surprising. And Ralph Fiennes, I don't know much of his work, just like I don't know much of Ray Fiennes' work. But it's one of those, I would say, that this is one of those sophisticated movies. And when I say that, I mean the tone of the film is very, very serious. Even though if it's a satire and it has elements of murder and, dark comedy in it, it is very serious. And Ray Fiennes and Ralph Fiennes and, some of these actors and actresses, they only take those type of roles. And it works, Like, you would never see, like, let me think. You would never see Cheech Marin in one of these. Or you would never see Dan Aykroyd in a very serious role, But Albert Finney, he's in that category. Ralph Fiennes, Ray Fiennes, Helen Mirren, she's another one that takes very serious roles. But this is one that I'm glad I watched because, like I said, it's entertaining. And it's a little morbid once you start thinking about it. So if you have HBO Max and you have about 2 hours to kill in the morning, or you want to watch something completely off the wall, check out The Menu. But I will tell you this, it's not what I did think going into it. I thought this was about a restaurant that killed people and served them up, and that's what it was marketed as. But actually, it's a lot better concept than that once you get into it. If you do want to see something to that effect, check out the Tales from the Crypt episode called What's Cooking with Judd Nelson and Christopher Reeve. Very classic. Oh, and Who's in there? That girl from Jaws 3. Give me a minute. I can't think of her name, but she's in there. You guys know who I'm talking about. She was the marine biologist. But this film is much, much more than that, and it's pretty cool. And even the restaurant staff in the film, you can tell there's something sinister there. But this is one of those slow burn build up movies toward the very end where the guy just snaps. You realize the true, nature of the staff, and it was really a fun watch. It's a fun, delightful, morbid little watch, that wasn't really heavy on gore or, you know, blood. It was more the pacing, the build up, the tension, you know. So definitely give that a whirl. I really did enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too. And it's a fun little dark picture. In fact, if you compare this and a movie that came out a few years ago called The Hunt, you would have one hell of a double feature on your hands. So, like I said, HBO Max, check the menu out. I think it's good and it does make you hungry for a cheeseburger, I'll tell you that much right now. So maybe at lunch, who knows? I might have one. All right, guys, that's my pick. I have nothing else going on. Just want to give a big shout out to Connor, Casey, Emily, Brian, uh, everybody, want to say, hey, what's up? My man Mitch, and I want to tell you something real quick. I have a buddy. He has a video on YouTube. His name's Eric Hinderman. He's very into cars. He has a hearing problem. I work with the cat, and he's very, very cool. Eric loves cars to the point where he will drive them way over the speed limit, but he knows a lot. He knows a lot. He's a good dude. I will have to provide you with a link to his videos. He asked me, we were talking the other day and sharing YouTube stuff, and I told him I was on there, and he looked it up. So, Eric, I just want to say what's up, and I will get that, going on momentarily. And I know, Josh, if you're watching this, I just want to say that, Josh, you guys know Josh. I made the video about him tying a garbage bag. Well, we had some differences in there. We put him aside, And I just want to say, Josh, I'm proud of you for being a man the other day and stepping up and apologizing and make me realize that, I was wrong too. And I just wanted to thank you. And it seems like you're growing up, dude. You really are. And to my man Mitch is like my brother at work, guys. He's the one, like, you put me and him together. It's like, if you guys watch AEW wrestling, I guess the best comparison I can make is like the Young Bucks, man. We play right off each other and we rock it. And I just want to say, man, it's a blast working with you every day, But yeah. So, again, I hope all y'all check the menu out. I hope you get hungry, and I hope you find it a delectable, morbid little comedy or satire the way I did, because it's well worth your time. Anyway, I will talk to you on the next one.